Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. A 24-year-old man is facing charges including impaired driving after a fatal crash in the city that happened last month. On September 17th, just before midnight, emergency crews responded to Marquis Road and 2nd Avenue West, where the passenger side of a vehicle was struck by another vehicle. 28-year-old Shauna Ratt was taken to hospital where she died of her injuries. The other two patients were seriously injured but have since been released from hospital. The 24-year-old is now facing charges of impaired driving causing death and impaired driving causing bodily harm. He was released on conditions and will make his first court appearance on November 4th. Police are also investigating what happened to be or appeared to be a tense situation on Donald Street earlier today. This morning, the public was notified there would be a significant police presence and asked to avoid the area. No other details about the incident have been released. On day 2 of a second-degree murder trial, a recorded police interview played for the judge. About 6 hours after 20-year-old Nakira Brown was shot and killed, Saskatoon police questioned her boyfriend, Andrew Rosenfeld. Brown was found dead around 8 o'clock on November 15th, 2022, inside the apartment she shared with Rosenfeld on Avenue P South. In a small interview room sitting across from a homicide investigator, Rosenfeld said 2 people wearing masks, black clothing, and red shoes broke in and shot his girlfriend. He told police he saw one of the intruders holding a gun, but as they ran out, he didn't see one shooting, only heard it. Saskatoon's bus rapid transit system, which is under construction around the city, is raising questions on social media about the rationale. At this stop at Warman Road, the far right lane on the westbound side has been removed. It's making some wonder why the city chose to create a bottleneck at the intersection. City officials say there are 14 stops out of the 110 across the city where lanes have been removed for various reasons, including some turning lanes like at McKercher and 8th Street. Safety of pedestrians in the area is one concern. Corey Kingfield now lives in Saskatoon but was a transit driver in Edmonton in the past, and he has many concerns.
They're just slowing down traffic for this quicker bus service that's not going to be any quicker, because for them to do what they need to do in order to have a rapid transit system, they need dedicated lanes.
We were often asked about why the stops don't all have like a bus lay-by or a bump out, and the reason really for that is about efficiency for the bus, so that and safety of operations. So when there is a lay-by or a bump out, the bus has to like merge back into the flow of traffic. So to prevent
41 of the 110 stations will be complete this fall, with the system expected to be up and running in 2028. A public information session is scheduled for Wednesday. Premier Scott Moe gave a sneak peek of his party's priorities for the upcoming session at the legislature. Speaking at an energy conference in Saskatoon, the Premier warned the Sask Party would be tabling compassionate care legislation for people living with addictions. Moe wouldn't call the care forced or involuntary treatment, but said the province would provide the opportunity to enter a recovery program at the direction of enforcement officers. Moe says the goal is to open up all avenues of recovery and every tool is going to be used.
When there are those that all too often have succumbed to a life of addictions, are also have succumbed to a life of some degree of criminal activity, which is making our community safe, the law needs to be enforced, and it most certainly will be.
NDP leader Carla Beck says the compassionate care legislation is meant to divide people, and the province needs to meet with experts to expand voluntary treatment spaces and harm reduction. The province is renewing its contract with a private company to perform more publicly funded surgeries in Saskatoon and Regina. Surgical Centers, Inc. has worked with the province since 2012 to perform day surgeries such as cataract procedures, dental extractions, and minor orthopedic operations. Under its renewed contract, the company will expand its services to include gynecological procedures and overnight orthopedic surgeries, such as joint replacements. The contract runs 5 years and could total $177 million if extended to 7 years. The health minister says this partnership will help free up hospital capacity and reduce wait times.
We need to be ambitious, we need to be innovative, and so I don't want the wait times just to stay where they're at. They need to get better for Saskatchewan patients.
Cockrell says the province's target is to complete 90% of surgeries within 6 months. The Saskatchewan government has announced a boost in funding for nuclear research. The province, through Sask Power, will provide $6.3 million over 6 years to establish 4 nuclear research chairs at post-secondary institutions across the province. A partnership with the University Network of Excellence in Nuclear Engineering will create the first 2 research chairs in Western Canada, one at the University of Saskatchewan and one at the University of Regina. Through the Sylvia Fedor Canadian Centre for Nuclear Innovation, a research chair will be located at Saskatchewan Polytechnic and another at the First Nations University of Canada.
These investments will advance our province's research capacities in nuclear engineering, safety, as well as in advanced research. And this is a commitment and a further testament to this province's ability to participate at all levels in the nuclear outbuild that we know needs to happen.
The research chairs will collaborate to develop nuclear-focused curriculums and conduct research in nuclear engineering, nuclear physics, and materials science. All right, Jeff, are you excited now that we're kind of over that Game 7 nervousness? You can just look at the weather and go, what's up next?
What's up next? Down to the wire there on pins and needles with Raleigh on the on-deck circle. Oh, man, Shevitz. But anyhow, long story short is Jays are going to the World Series. Things kick off in Toronto on Friday. And before we get to Friday, let's talk about the weather. A little bit of a weather system still sliding through Saskatchewan. That's getting out of the way. We are getting into a fairly quiet pattern and temperatures on the rise. In fact, by the time we get to Saturday, temperatures are going to be roasty, maybe not quite toasty, but they are going to be decidedly warmer than seasonal. We'll talk about those numbers later on.
The Toronto Blue Jays are heading to the World Series after beating the Seattle Mariners in Game 7 last night. Baseball fans across the country are now celebrating, and many local businesses are sharing in the success. One Saskatoon sporting goods store says it's seeing a major uptick in the sales of Jays merchandise thanks to the team's success.
It's so exciting. Everybody comes in here for Blue Jays stuff, and you know they're looking for everything: jerseys, hats, sweaters. And now that they're in the World Series, we're gonna have World Series stuff here, so everyone's gonna be in. And I just love talking to people about the Jays.
Funk says the store's anticipating some AL East Champions merchandise to hit the shelves soon. A young man from southern Saskatchewan is taking his lifelong passion for horses and turning it into a promising career. 18-year-old Aiden Magnuson has been trimming and shoeing horses since he was 8, and he's had his horse Ernie for more than 5 years now. He knew from a young age he wanted to become a farrier, a blend of blacksmithing and equine anatomy to trim and balance hooves for horses. At 17, he finished high school early and went to the Pacific Coast Horseshoeing School in California. He's now doing an apprenticeship project and says he loves the work.
Just say about the industry, just get into it if you want to do it. Like, there's a shortage of farriers, and we're always happy to have more. A lot of things that people overthink are the horses. We're here to help the horses. It's their world. We're trying to make it a little bit better.
Next for Magnuson is a trip to Chilliwack for the largest farriers conference in the country. After the break, a deep dive into Prince Albert's new cornhole league. Jasmine Pelche finds out where and when the indoor league meets.
We're here with Joe Beckson, founder and president of the Boreal Cornhole League. When did you first start playing cornhole?
Well, I've been playing for a little over 2 years, along with some of my family members. So we've been traveling to Regina and Saskatoon to their leagues to play, and so we figured it was time to get on board here in Prince Albert.
What first got you interested in starting the game of cornhole? Where'd you find out about it?
There's a very big movement across Canada and North America. Some of my family members started playing, like a lot of people, in their own backyard or at the lake in the summertime. And so my son and granddaughter went down to Regina to a couple of tournaments down there and had some success. And so that's where the fire was ignited, and we've just carried on from there. And so the group in Regina is known as the Backyard, and they have a setup that runs 24/7, 365. And they're open, and they've been really helpful in getting us started here.
How was it to get the Legion on board with hosting your league?
Well, we actually approached them over a year ago when we were trying to get it started, and it just didn't come together until now. So they were very supportive, and you know, we do rent the hall from them, and there's a little income for them, and I'm pleased to be able to support them in their endeavors and what they're doing. So it was a good fit for us.
Now, I understand that the league is pretty brand new, but when exactly was the first time everybody got together?
We started on the 25th of September, last Thursday of the month in September, and we've been going every Thursday since. So we've had 4 sessions, and we've been between 25 and 30 players each night. So, and we're open to all ages. So we've had 12-year-olds right up to seniors. So.
Has it been the same people every time, or?
Not always. There's a core group that are consistent in coming out, but we've also got a number of new players showing up each week, and as the word spreads, more people get interested. So.
What do you call someone who plays cornhole? Is it are you a cornholer?
Like, you could be a cornholer or just a cornhole player.
Oh, so, okay, that's a lot better than I was coming up with a word for it, but I probably wouldn't go with that. If someone's looking to find out more information about your league, how can they do that?
Well, we've got a Facebook page, Boreal Cornhole on Facebook, and Boreal_Cornhole on Instagram. So we've got lots of information on those social channels, and you can always contact myself, 306-961-9865, and or just come down here to the Legion any Thursday night. We open the doors about 6 and warm up a little bit, and the tournament starts. We do a tournament every week, and it starts at 6:30.
Are there teams that people have put together that come back every week?
There could be teams, but what we do is we run what we call a switch oleo. And you sign up, and we put you in a computer program, and it shows you which lane you're going to play on. We usually run 5 lanes, and after each game goes to 21 points or more, and the winner then gets, and the loser get assigned new partners, and we do a round robin for three rounds, and then we do a bracket play down after that, and you're partnered with someone for the remainder of the night.
It's a lot of information, Joe.
It is a lot of information.
What would you say to someone who's interested in trying out cornhole?
Just come on down and give it a try. We'll help you along as much as we can. I'm an average player myself. Some of the players behind us are doing really well. One is my granddaughter. I'm pretty proud of her, and she's won some tournaments across the province here. So.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for having me out here, and best of luck with the rest of your league this year. Is there like a season?
There is a season, but we'll go roughly till the spring, and there's this fall season, and then there will be a spring season.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Jeff, and the weather coming up right after the break, and later, sage advice from Winnipeg seniors getting international attention. All right, Jeff, no more looking at the cheat sheet. What kind of weather do we got the rest of the week here?
We've got ourselves some pretty nice conditions. If by nice you mean warmer than seasonal, not a lot in the way of precipitation. And it doesn't look like it's going to be particularly windy either. So right now, things are looking very promising. If people still have outdoor things they need to do. I was talking to somebody the other day, hey, still want to, once, Halloween's over, want to be able to put those Christmas lights up. And I guess that's the quick transition. So it looks like, actually right now, I've got time to say it. Looks like It'll be quiet but cold for Halloween. We'll wait and see. That's still 2 weeks away, so we'll just wait and see. But I just wanted to give a heads up on that. But it doesn't look like snow. It doesn't look like that now. What's going on? Well, we're keeping our eye on a couple of different systems that are coming out towards BC. A bit of a system rolling through tonight into tomorrow, and then later in the week, we are going to see the return of an atmospheric river, and so we do expect a fairly decent soaking for British Columbia in the coming days. Across Alberta, not a lot going on. Same for Saskatchewan and Manitoba. In fact, we're expecting much more in the way of mild conditions. A different sort of situation for the Great Lakes region, sort of a wet week in store, rainy, stormy, could be some thunderstorm activity, and some of that will linger into Atlantic Canada. Atlantic Canada might see some subtropical moisture, particularly hitting Newfoundland, and they may get quite the soaking by the end of the week. Here we go with our futurecast. So the computer modeling indicating that those pressure lines aren't particularly close together, so we don't anticipate a windy Wednesday at all. And as you can see, there's not much in the form of precipitation other in the form of snow or rain in this look on our computer model. So that's the situation there. So we're looking at clear or mainly clear skies overnight in the Prince Albert region. Now, some of these locations will see a bit in the way of fog patches developing. -2 overnight in Spiritwood, the same for the Battlefords in Candle Lake and Birch Hills and Rosthern. -1 the overnight temperature in Nipawin, and 0 in Melfort. On to tomorrow, where things are fairly pleasant. Temperatures either at or above seasonal values for most locations. Sunny in Spiritwood, 11 degrees. Sunny in the Battlefords, 12 degrees. Mainly sunny in Candle Lake, 9. Mainly cloudy in Birch Hills at 10 degrees. Ditto that sky condition and temperature for Rosthern. Mainly cloudy and 9 degrees in Nipawin. And Melfort, mainly sunny, but the temperatures don't jump up with that extra sunshine. Still expecting a daytime high of 9, which is pretty much seasonal. Now on to tomorrow, the situation for the Prince Albert area. -2 degrees with mainly clear skies tonight. Winds out of the west at 10, so not particularly breezy, but it is a bit chilly at -2. Then tomorrow, 10 on the plus side, so above seasonal numbers by about 3 degrees. Mainly cloudy skies, winds from the southwest at 10. And then as we take a look at the 7-day outlook for the Gateway City, 12 degrees on Thursday and Friday. And check out Saturday, that's right, 16 big degrees, 11 degrees on Sunday, and back to reality on Monday and Tuesday, 7 degrees on Monday with a chance of some showers.
So I'm wondering, Jeff, we must have gotten this right. I tried to wear as much blue as I could in honor of the Blue Jays, and obviously, as I told you last time, I can't watch the games, otherwise we're going to lose. So well, I didn't even watch. Did you watch the game?
I watched most. I'll tell the truth. Basically, I watched up until the George Springer home run, and then I was kind of tired, and I put the rest on PVR. Got up this morning, and woohoo! Big win.
Just like me, just take care of the things and then let fate take care of itself.
Exactly.
And obviously that's what I did. So if anybody hasn't seen it already, as we mentioned earlier, the Blue Jays have clinched their spot in the World Series, and they did it in dramatic fashion. Slugger George Springer had a come-from-behind moment that might go down as one of the biggest home runs in Jays history.
And a swing and a fly ball to left field. Back goes Arozarena. She's gone!
Fans across Canada went wild when Springer hit that 3-run homer in the 7th inning. That gave the Jays a 4-3 lead. The improbable comeback was completed, though, when Jeff Hoffman got the final 3 outs at the top of the 9th. The Jays have one more opponent, the LA Dodgers, with Game 1 starting in Toronto Friday night.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
A project at a Winnipeg care home is getting international attention for its free life advice line. You can call residents at Misericordia Place to get experienced perspectives, advice, and tips. ABC's Danny New has more.
Hello, operator. Give me the number for 911.
If you need a little help, but it's not an emergency, you could call the residents at a care home in Winnipeg.
It's good to listen to people who are older than you. It really is.
About a month ago, Misericordia Place launched what they call their Life Advice Line.
Press 0 for Cheryl's advice on being true to yourself.
where you can call in and receive free, experienced perspectives from residents like Cheryl here.
It's very important to live according to what you believe, because it's you who has to live with yourself later.
The initiative came as an extension of their art program, led by their artists in residence, Francesca, Natalie, and Toby.
When we are making art with people, they're telling us incredible stories, and we're meeting amazing people.
Live according to what you believe.
So they started going around and interviewing many of their residents from ages 58 to 97. For example, here's the advice from the 97-year-old, who shall remain nameless.
Brush your teeth and listen to your mother. You got it?
And here's Susan's advice on dating.
Follow your interests and they'll lead you to the one you love. Love will come to everybody. Surely it does, doesn't it?
And then there's Maurice, who kept drawing incredibly detailed sketches of wild animals in his hunting cabin in art class. So if you dial 6, you get moose hunting advice, such as how to make your own moose call.
A cow moose, I'll give you an example.
So far, the artists tell me they have received thousands of calls and are even getting some play from at least one local radio station. But how does Cheryl feel about all of this?
But you need to feel like you matter. So this program lets you feel like you do, and your feelings are current. And that's really nice.
So I'm not sure what your international phone pledge is, but if you call 1-204-788-8060, you can hear the rest of these timeless pieces of advice. In New York for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
All right, Jeff, let's finish it up with a little bit of fun on the streets of Madrid on Sunday, but it wasn't soccer fans filling up the streets. Look at it there. It was sheep. If you can see it, there were thousands of them. They were led by some shepherds who were retracing ancient herding routes once used to move livestock from northern pastures to southern grazing lands. This tradition's been happening since 1994, and it's meant to honor and celebrate the country's agricultural heritage. And my question for you, Jeff, do you know the difference between grazing land and a pasture?
More food?
I have no idea. Maybe one's got water. I'm not too sure. I'll have to check in with our ag experts. But that's going to do it for us. National News is coming up next.
Greasing in the grass. It's a gas.